Sometimes the biggest, most profound ideas aren't tucked away in some complex theory. Sometimes they're sitting right in front of us on something as simple as a book cover. And today, we're going to dive into one of those and see what we can uncover from something that looks, well, incredibly simple at first glance.
Okay, so take a look at this. It's a book. More specifically, it's a journal. The title? The Gratitude Journey. Looks nice, right? Seems like a pretty straightforward tool for, jotting down your thoughts. But what if we're looking at it all wrong?
What if this isn't just a book? What if it's actually a map, a guide for a really personal, maybe even transformative journey? And that's the idea we're going to run with today. We're going to treat this cover like it's a set of instructions for navigating our own inner world.
So to do that, we've got to unpack the clues that are written right there on the cover. We're going to look at the 4 key concepts it lays out and see how they all fit together to create this really powerful framework for personal growth.
All right, so here they are, our 4 key landmarks on this map. We've got gratitude, journey, self-love, and self-exploration. Every single one of these words is like a signpost, a crucial stop on this path. So let's start, right at the beginning.
Okay, so every single journey needs a starting point, right? A place where you can plant your feet and say, okay, I am here. On our map, that starting point is gratitude. It's the essential first step you have to take before you can really go anywhere else.
So what is gratitude, really? Well, at its core, it's just the simple, active practice of recognizing the good that's already in your life. It's not about pretending the bad stuff doesn't exist, but it's about consciously choosing to focus on and appreciate the positive. It's how we get our bearings on the Mac.
Now, what's really cool about this is how it can change your entire perspective. This idea that gratitude is a lens, it's perfect. It doesn't change the world itself, but it totally changes how you see the world. And once you change how you see, you can start to move through it in a completely different way.
All right, so we've got our new lens on. Now it's time to actually start moving. This is where that whole idea of a journey comes in. It's what connects our starting point, gratitude, to where we're ultimately trying to go. Let's see how this thing builds.
And that word itself, journey, is just so important. It implies movement, right? A process, a change over time. It's not some single event. It's a path you actually have to walk. It tells us this is not an overnight fix, but a deliberate, meaningful progression.
Pretty much every journey has this basic structure. We've got our starting point, we already know that's gratitude. Then there's the path forward, all the little steps we take. And finally, there's a transformation. You are just not the same person at the end of a journey as you were at the beginning.
And this right here is where it all connects so beautifully. Think about it. Gratitude is the lens that looks outward, appreciating the world around you. And doing that practice helps you build a foundation for self-love, which is an inner voice that acknowledges your own worth. See how that works? One flows directly into the other. You learn to appreciate the world, and then you learn to appreciate yourself. Okay, so we've got our lens and we are on a path. But where are we actually going? Well, the cover gives us the answer to that too. The destination is a deeper understanding of ourselves, and we get there through exploration.
See, self-exploration isn't something that just happens to you. No, it's an active investigation. It's the real work you do in the journal, the asking questions, the reflecting. It's that whole process of turning inward to figure out who you are, what you're feeling, and why you do the things you do.
All right, so let's put all these pieces together, shall we? We've got a starting point, we've got a path, we've got a destination. So what does it actually look like when all these parts of the map are assembled into one coherent guide?
And this is the moment where it all just clicks into place. When you stop looking at these as 4 separate random concepts and start seeing them as part of an integrated system, that's when the true purpose of this simple journal becomes crystal clear.
So here's the big takeaway. The journal, that's just the tool. The practice you start with is gratitude. The process you're on is a journey. And the outcomes, the destinations you're heading for on your map, are self-love and a deeper self-exploration. It's a whole self-contained system.
And that right there is the real aha moment. This thing is so much more than the sum of its parts. It's not just a place to write stuff down. It's a complete toolkit. It's a map, a compass, and a vehicle for a pretty profound inner journey, all disguised as a simple book.
So, the map is officially in your hands now. We've walked through how it works, and every single journey, no matter how big, begins with that one simple step. So the only question left is the one you have to answer for yourself, right here, right now. What are you grateful for?